Veterans Day is next week, a day to celebrate those who have served or are currently serving our country. And Mariah Prusha is here today to shine some light on a mission to help veterans transition back into civilian life. Welcome back to North Dakota today.
Thanks for having me on.
Before we talk about what you are doing and how people can get involved, you've always been a little passionate about the military and supporting our veterans. Talk a little bit about why this is so important to you.
It's important because we train civilians to be soldiers, but we don't train soldiers to become civilians. So the mission of the Burpees for Vets is really about paying recognition to them, and then also there's 11 nonprofits that are involved where the funds will go towards mental health, workforce development, and then also to community building.
So many great things. You have been asking people in the break if they're ready to do some burpees. Explain that, mission, competition a little bit more, because it's not as hard. Yeah, break it down.
Yep, so the burpees, they're going with the burpees because we do those in some of the different trainings that we clearly do. But it's 11 burpees, or not 11 burpees, excuse me, 11 seconds, as many burpees as you can do, an $11 donation. So the donations go to 11 different nonprofits to help with the uplifting, the healthy transitions for veterans back into civilian life.
I love that. So be aware, you're going to see that as we, on social media. Have you posted yours yet? I know you've been kind of teasing it, but you haven't done it yet.
I did. I posted mine on my personal page. I'm doing another one, so my goal is to get in as many of the different burpees as I can, and then flying out next week where the Navy SEAL simulation will be going through 5 hours of a crucible, and NBC will actually be filming 3 hours of that, so it will be live.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that, because you have talked about doing that in the past here on North Dakota Today, and every time you do, I just don't know. What does it entail? Because it's pretty incredible.
You know, I think this one's going to be more of a surprise of what it's going to entail. So I've heard anything from smoke grenades to you name it. So it's showing the community and different areas of what people actually go through for training, and how it's really important to make sure that we're stepping in and understanding that life isn't just about being a warrior behind the keyboard. It's about being a warrior for life, and how can we support them.
Expand on some of the nonprofits that are really helping our veterans as well, because we feel like everyone should know all of the opportunities and resources that are out there, but that's not always the case.
Well, you know, one of the foundations that will be one of the 11 is the Courage Foundation. And it was really nice with being in the sheepdog training with SEAL Fit. In September, I met one of the firearm instructors, and he is doing a great job with the Courage Foundation in regards to the mental health component. Mental health, as we all know, is really a challenge right now for a lot of different individuals. But when we look at PTSD, and if you've served our country, if we've never served in the military, how do we expect to understand what they feel and what they're going through? So these nonprofits, we have a lot in Fargo as well. It's about how can we help support and uplift those who have served and to continue to serve our country.
So when do you leave next week?
I fly out on Wednesday. The Crucible starts on Veterans Day. It's 5 hours long, and then I'll fly back on Friday. So it's a quick in and out, so there'll be a total of 20 of us going through the 5-hour Crucible. 2 hours, I know kind of what we're doing. The last 3 hours, I'm not quite sure what surprises are going to be around the corner.
How can we follow that? Because you said, NBC is going to be?
NBC will be filming the last 3 hours on NBC LX, but then too, for Burpees for Vets on Instagram, they'll be live streaming the entire event.
And let's talk a little bit more about the transition, because a lot of people through the years, we're not talking even right now, my dad's a Vietnam War vet, so they didn't necessarily have the same resources back then. And I think we've learned a lot of lessons throughout the years as well, why it's so important to really support our veterans.
We have, and right now too, I think with all the different things that are going on in the world, I think the PTSD is actually elevating. So with mental health, how can we help? How can we as individuals, we may not be nonprofits, but how can we visit individuals? How can we have active conversations so that we can listen to understand? Because if we've never been there, how do we know? Like my dad too is a vet in the Navy. My grandpa was in the Battle of the Bulge, which was one of the most intense battles that they had, and survived. So again, it's active conversations. Sometimes people feel like a lone wolf when you come back into the community. So how can we reach out to them to have these conversations and let them know that they're loved?
I love what you're doing. They are loved. We often say thank you. We celebrate Veterans Day, but let's take the extra step and really show that support.
100%.
So we're going to follow up with you as well. I can't wait to hear how everything goes in California, and we'll try to get everyone here behind the scenes in the studio to do 11 seconds worth of burpees.
I think that'd be awesome.
I could do anything for 11 seconds.
11 seconds. You know, goal is at least 6, you guys. You can get 6 burpees in.
All right, we'll work on it. Mariah, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Coming up next, hunting season is here. Now, what to do with the venison? We're checking in with the crew from Prime Cut Meats.